Brian, we just have learned somewhat recently about SunPower, one of sort of the most popular solar companies out there, going bankrupt and filing for bankruptcy. How does that filing impact the validity and the coverage of existing SunPower warranties?
Yeah, well, it's been tough news. I mean, so us as a former SunPower elite dealer for many years and having hundreds and hundreds of customers that have SunPower products, including myself and other of our employees and friends and family, as well as a lot of customers. It's been hard, and for our industry, it's also hard as well because it was a great story of a American company, American based, and they sourced a lot of products in the most responsible ways and had the best environmental record. So for our industry, it's a blow as well because it was a good story. Um, but SunPower was, I would say, a couple things. They're like notoriously challenging to work with, and they had a split, and it hasn't gone well for them in recent years, which is too bad, and resulted in finally the filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy. But the good news is that their split was basically SunPower keeping the brand and becoming like the sales and support arm of the business, and then Maxeon as the manufacturer. And fortunately, they also had electronic partnerships that, even though they branded it SunPower, it was made by another manufacturer. So fortunately, all those manufacturers had stepped up and are living up to their part of the warranty. So there's a soft landing, but it was, when the news first happened, it was chaos, and it was, this is bad news, and everyone was sad and frustrated. And what does this mean, right? And that's what we've been kind of sussing through and trying to sort out and message our customers of, okay, bad news, but here's the good news is that, there is some warranty coverage still in place.
So talk a little bit more about that and what the current status of SunPower's warranty, claims process is. Are there going to be any delays or disruptions to that? And if you do need to get your SunPower solar panels, replaced, if there's something wrong with them, who's handling that?
Yeah, a great question. So we have historically serviced all of our, not only SunPower, but all of our customer warranties on their behalf. And we're continuing to try to do that through these channels of support. So what SunPower did was, again, it was chaotic. The dust has settled a little bit, and there's more information there. They've put on their website now kind of a frequently asked questions, a warranty claims, and then a little bit of the story, like what's happened. So, and they've broken out by, what product do you have and who is covering it. And so we have been able to do some warranty claims on behalf of our customers. Some customers, rightly so, have been frustrated about the process and the delays. They were already in a warranty claim with SunPower that we had filed. It was taking a long time. Looking back, were they slow playing it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what the MO was, but at the end of the day, it was taking longer than it normally does. And now we essentially need to refile or redirect that claim and try to get it going. But I would say, depending on the product, it could take a little bit longer. But at least there's something there. I'd say the panels are, generally speaking, the least point of failure on any solar system. And SunPower, now, made by Maxeon, and is the most robust panel in the market and has been for the last 40 years. So the chance of the panel failing is, it's 1 in 15,000 or 50 per million. So it's low. The electronics is typically the weakest points of a solar system, and they used a couple different inverter manufacturers and then a couple different microinverter manufacturers, and some of those have consolidated, so it does make it a little bit easier. We have less points of contact to get this group of inverters, this group of microinverters, things like that replaced. So we've been working through it on behalf of our customers. Some customers wanted to reach out directly, and that's perfectly fine as well. It's public information at this point, and we do share that for transparency and to let them know, like, this is what we're working with and what we're going on, and we're trying to do our best on your behalf. But generally speaking, there is a path for customers at this
So
time.
is SunPower then, continuing to provide replacement parts and maintenance services for systems that are under warranty?
It's actually not SunPower. What they've done is, so Maxeon, and then they also used some third party, some different, actually, they were competitors at one time that were starting to produce panels for them. And so you go directly to the manufacturer on the panels and with the electronics as well. So SunPower directly is not providing any warranty, support, maintenance. They've deferred to the manufacturer, which they were for the panels at one time, the manufacturer being that they were together with Maxeon, and once they split, it became Maxeon as the manufacturer and SunPower as the kind of the brand and the sales portion, the sales and support piece. So SunPower is basically not providing any warranty support or much communication, to be honest, but have put into place accessible manufacturers, and there's a link you can go to for each one, and make a warranty claim or work with your installer to make that claim on your behalf and get the service taken care of.
What do you think the best way to go there is to contact your installer and have them kind of work that through?
Yeah, because their monitoring platform is still up. So we have visibility over our SunPower systems, and I hope that continues. But if it were not, like, it would require us, potentially going out there, or at least us relying on the information that we have from the installation process. We know what products design and so on and so forth, so can have a better shot of servicing the system as well. There's usually a history there. So I would say you're always best to leverage the installer that did SunPower installation first. And we've had there's been some installers that are were more closely tied to SunPower and are no longer as well, which is unfortunate. And we've had companies that have come and go over the years. So we have taken on a lot of orphaned system. So some folks would call SunPower direct, some customers, so they no longer have an installer, they didn't know who to turn to, and SunPower has siphoned those customers to us as an option to take on.
Are there any steps that SunPower customers need to take now to sort of make sure that their warranty is going to continue to be in place, or should they just kind of ride it out?
Yeah, good question. It's first of all, you got to know what you have. Which if you have an installer, you should reach out and say, what is my inverter? Because I would say it's not super clear on the SunPower website of what the kind of the buckets are that says this equipment, this equipment, this equipment, but it's all branded SunPower as far as the customer sees, right? So there's a little more digging in. So knowing the model number off of your inverter, if it's a single inverter that should be in your basement, garage, or just on the outside of your house, taking a photograph of that and sharing it with your installer. Any information you have from your installation, kind of gathering that together and getting a list of as much information as you can on your model numbers is super helpful. And that'd be something that, a lot of times customers that we didn't install will say, hey, do you mind if you take a picture of the sticker on the side of your inverter, any information you have about your solar system, and share that with us? It will help us make an informed decision and then know where to channel that warranty toward.
And then finally, where do you see things going in the future? What are the long-term implications of this SunPower bankruptcy?
I mean, in my opinion, the biggest thing is just the unfortunate look for the industry that a model U.S. company is no longer, right? So that I think that it's unfortunate that it a little bit undermines the confidence in the industry and the comfort of customers moving forward. So that's why I always tell customers that I would recommend speaking with the local installers when you're shopping for solar. The big nationals and regional installers are less apt to care about the equipment and the customer experience. And the local installers are a little bit more in the weeds about equipment, customer experience, knowing what the